What's up, beautiful people? It's Monday. It's WWT Live. That means we're going to be talking everything all in happening this Sunday. We have some shocking returns, possibly, some possible farewells, and we want to get into all the details that we found from Fanatics Fest this past weekend. Make sure you keep it locked here. It's WWT Live, y'all.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
What's up, beautiful people? It is I, your mayor of Vice City. It's 8 minutes after the hour, so that means I'm hosting, which means we late, but we still gonna end on time. And thank God it's Monday, and thank God I'm not alone. I am joined by an illustrious crew tonight. We're gonna welcome one of our newest members to the WWT fam, Courtney. What's going on?
Hi, I'm good. How are you? Happy Monday.
Right. How's your weekend?
My weekend was really good. I took it easy this weekend, even though it was a little bit rainy in Jersey. I kind of took it easy, really focus on and getting ready for not just tonight, but getting ready for All In this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be a big weekend. It's going to be a big weekend. But we don't stop there. Now I introduce a more controversial member of the panel, but somebody who is always astute with their takes. It is the councilman, Mr. Will Ferrell. How's it going, sir?
Why am I controversial? Why am I controversial? Okay. Okay. All right. And I was just gonna give you a compliment too, Mayor. No, I'm not gonna do it. I was gonna give you a compliment. I was gonna say you should do the news, because when you said 8 after the hour, I was like, this man is fit for TV. This man needs to be on
actually
television.
do the news. I do. That is one of my hustles, actually.
You make me want to watch the news when you said that, but they're controversial. Okay.
Well, no controversy at all over here. The sweetest Ucey is joining us, the queen of the honey pot, who actually will give us some firsthand experience of Fanatics Fest. Honey is in the building. Honey, what it do?
What up, y'all? Good morning.
Rich.
Good morning. I'm tired, man. I'm tired. The wrestling hangover is serious, and it's never ending. It's never ending at this point, because we're back into Monday already. Already another week. The wheels keep turning, and here we are. Good to see everybody, though. I'm sleepy as hell.
And it doesn't stop there. We got a full house because this man decided to show up to work today, which means it's going to be a glorious day. We're going to talk about a lot. Maybe I'll get him to finally admit that Nas's discography is elite. But I don't want to push it because we got him to show up. Mr. Jacob DeLawrence has joined us on this beautiful Monday, guys.
Dog, if this food wasn't so good, I throw it for the bullshit that just came out your mouth about Nas's discography. This is how you want to start a goddamn Monday. Anyways, honey, nice to see you, Councilman. And Courtney, nice to meet you, Mr. Welton.
Jacob, we don't agree on too many things, but I'm in the same camp with you right there, buddy. I am in the same camp, sir.
This man gonna act like Nas's discography wasn't mid until like this last 3-album run.
6 albums. So quiet as kept. We got to talk wrestling, but I want to get this off my chest. The reason that Jacob will not do another podcast with me because he will have to atone for all of his wrongs from that 6-album run. Every last.
It sounds like a lot of turmoil in the office.
I know, right?
You see the for hire tag, right?
Usually when you're for hire, that means there was a firing that happened. But thank you for everybody that joins us in the chat.
I'm a 1099 employee.
Dylan, Ronell, cousin Ron, Bobby, we see you guys. Thank you for joining us. We got to get into some news. We can banter all day. I'm pretty sure this will be a show that we're going to banter, but I ain't going to keep order on this damn panel today, unlike the councilman.
That's funny.
Now you see, I'm trying to be nice. I'm sitting there being quiet. I'm sitting there trying to be professional. Okay.
Wednesday.
We're gonna start with some really popular news, and I hope that that one person is in the chat today. But we saw Julia do a series of matches in her final series of a gauntlet match in Marigold this past week. I think it was actually it wasn't earlier today. I know the time is a little different, but she wrestled a series of matches, which means that she's NXT Bound now. Did you guys happen to see any of the actions on the Marigold Twitter? What do you guys think about this? What she did was she did a series of singles matches as her farewell to Japan. Whoever wants
all
to
right, I'll take this. Yeah, I got you. Because again, like usual, I have to come and correct you when you are slightly factually wrong, Mr. News. But this was like one of her last dates. She has one more where that's where she runs the gauntlet on the 25th, and it's a bunch of 1 minute matches against the roster and anybody else. So maybe we get some surprises in that and get a couple teases. But yeah, that's it. Just is that Mighty Vin in
That
here?
is Vin in the chat, who also was on my side, by the way, when we talk about Nas's discography. Y'all can kick rocks for that BS, but that's neither here or there. What's up, Vin?
Nice to see you, Vin.
I see y'all talking about Nas is the Bret Hart of hip hop. If we
Don't slander Bret Hart. Don't you dare slander Bret Hart.
Oh, we know how I feel about Bret Hart.
No disrespect.
You know what? But
No.
Anyway,
Julia.
Let's stay on track.
Julia. Let's bring it back. Yeah. I don't know where I'm at.
I'm looking forward to these 1 minute matches. Maybe she can show the people at WWE Speed what it's all about, and they'll move that to TV finally.
That's a good take. Courtney, what's your thoughts on Julia finishing up her last dates in Japan, and what do you think do you think that she'll move to TV imminently for NXT? This is actually a question I want everybody to answer. Is it going to be imminent that she's on Tuesday nights, or do you think she'll have like a stint in Level Up on Friday nights?
And it's very interesting because I actually started following Stardom because I know there's a few wrestlers, not just from WWE, but also AEW that are on Stardom. And I've heard a lot of good things about it. And I'm intrigued on what's going to happen because I would not be surprised if she's NXT bound or possibly SmackDown bound. But I'm really excited on what the future holds. It looks like she has a bright future. And I'm excited to on what she does on the next level.
Yeah, I think straight to Tuesday bound. I don't think Level Up. I think just because of how they've been promoting her, how they've showed her in the crowd and stuff like that, I think they're gonna want to get her right to work very quickly.
Yeah, we saw all of that. We saw that happen already, where she was sitting at NXT Takeover and or Stand and Deliver, and she was there. We don't need to do that again. Just put her right on Tuesday nights. Let her get the ball rolling. But I have not seen any of the things that have happened with Julia because I was just swarmed in New York City. Pun intended for the bees.
Okay. Jake, what do you think? Do you think it's straight to Tuesday nights, or do you think she'll have a small stint on Level Up?
Why would we waste time and talent with Level Up? I mean, you already would have had her in the door if it wasn't for a wrist injury, and if it wasn't for her wanting to, do this little marigold stint. So, pull her up on Tuesdays and let's restore the feeling. She got the crowd spot at Stand and Deliver. Let's go ahead and restore the feeling, make her a big thing, let her gun for one of those women's titles.
Okay. I want everybody just first name that pops in your head, rapid fire. Who does Julia confront first? Councilman.
Yo person.
I have multiple people, so can we be a little specific?
Oh, you do? Lola Vice.
Okay.
I see her going up against Lola Vice.
Okay, Honey.
I think I this is gonna sound weird coming out of my mouth, but I think she should confront Roxy. Let's boost it up for Roxy.
Okay.
More pop rocks to be delivered.
Courtney, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with Roxanne because she's been talking a lot of smack, saying a lot of people said nobody can beat her. She's been talking a lot of smack the last couple weeks.
Why y'all want that girl to get buried so fast?
No, I love Roxanne.
I'm not saying if her to get buried because I don't think that's gonna happen. But
I don't want to get
girl
buried. But people say she's saying that nobody can beat her. So
is she lying?
No, we shall see.
And we've seen many occasions where Roxanne has mentioned the name of Julia. So it's just pretty much a matter of when, which could be any week now. By the time maybe it gets to CW, who knows?
Bobby's saying Soul Ruka. Jacob, who do you think?
So I got a little bit of a curveball here. I'm gonna say she pulls up looking for Roxanne, right? But if Cora Jade is clear, it's a hell of a way to, because they had plans for Cora, and if she's clear, it's been real quiet. I know the ACL, I don't remember how recent it was, but if she's clear, hey, dog, or maybe that's the one. Let her just slide right in there and just take her off, and that way you go on a little side quest, keep Julia away from the belt for a little bit, and you let Stephanie slide in and handle that.
I like that.
I personally think Cora's going to confront Roxanne because that's where the bad blood actually originates. And it's funny that I'm using those words, being that bad blood is coming. But I think that's going to be very interesting. I personally think that Roxanne and Cora Jade have unfinished business, and but Julia will have her side quest, but I don't think she needs them right now. She just needs to level up to being the main character energy.
Well, here's the problem. If you start at the top, there's only one place to go, and that's down. Look at Deonna Purrazzo. Came in, swung at the king, got sit down that roster. She had a bang with Thunder about a week or two ago, but did you really remember that she was on the roster? Really? So I'd rather her make the intent known that, hey, I'm coming for this, and then somebody deviates her from that path. So you still sit at the top of the card, but you have room to go left or right versus a straight plummet if you don't get that belt.
Yeah, something the professor brought up before. She still needs time to learn TV motions, learn how to talk on the mic and stuff. We still haven't seen that. So to shoot her right in the fire, especially with them moving to the CW, you're putting a lot on her shoulders. Now, unless she has like a manager that's going to speak for her or something like that, then sure. But to throw her right in there for someone that they keep putting a lot of money on, I would agree. Go with a side quest first, let her get that workings, because we know eventually she's going to be bound for the NXT Women's Championship.
Okay. Speaking of bound, somebody who's set to return, Charlotte Flair, from her ACL, MCL, LCL, everything that's going on with the L's. Her timetable has her set to be cleared and ready to return to the ring around November. Now, I personally think that's a little bit soon, but if you guys seen the videos online, you've seen the training she shares, the woman's a beast, and she's putting in so much work. So if she were to actually return around November, I think that is literally around War Games time frame. Do you think that we'll see Charlotte return in an in-ring capacity or at least an on-screen capacity by November? And I'll start with Courtney.
I wouldn't be shocked if she came in before November. She just showed up because it's going to be really interesting on what direction she's going to go. So I would not be shocked if she did make an appearance out of the blue, surprisingly, right before Survivor Series.
Okay. Honey, what do you think?
I think there's one of two ways it could go. She could actually show up and confront whoever's champion by then, or she can show up and make an appearance and just be there. But I mean, it's the Queen, Charlotte Flair, and we know her for making an impact in big ways and making comebacks in big ways. If I had to guess, I mean, I don't want to say Royal Rumble because then if we say Royal Rumble, that's kind of redundant. She's already done that before. I personally think it would be a very huge surprise for her to show up at NXT. Someone who's never faced Roxy, a former NXT Women's Champion herself, and who's paved the way for all the ladies that are there today. All of them, just saying. Okay. But yeah, I personally think that it is a little too soon. But if she's ready, man, let her do it. Because she's a beast and she's a machine. She always makes a good comeback, and she comes back stronger, better, all the time.
Okay, Jacob, what are your thoughts?
All right, so let's look at this. November, War Games. That's traditionally the fourth weekend in the month around Thanksgiving. That means you got December. It's no point. Just save it for the Rumble. Get the pop of the return at the Rumble. She doesn't have to win the Rumble. I saw Boza say she don't want her to have another title. Cool. You can still show up in the Rumble, return, and get tossed out. Throw out 3 people, and you get tossed right out there, too. Let Jade get you out of here and off and running. There's your Mania program right there. There's plenty of stuff to do. Just save it. Coming back so late, because look at Randy. Randy came back last year, War Games. He got inserted into the War Games match, but other than that, what did Randy really have to do other than like, hey, I kind of want payback on the bloodline, which was built in? There's nothing built in for Charlotte right now. So let's just sit on it, get the pop at the Rumble, and then we'll play it from there.
Okay. Councilman, bring us home. What do you think is next for Charlotte if she does emerge?
I got two things. She finna take that belt off Liv as soon as she get back, because we know Charlotte. Charlotte don't sit on nowhere without no title, and she got 2 new titles she ain't never held. The reach. This is my second one. It is a reach. Charlotte goes after Jordan Grace, and wants the TNA title.
I like that, but I don't like that.
I feel you. I understand. I'm in the same boat. That's why I say it's out there, and I feel the same way.
Interesting.
I mean, no, like think about all the surprises that we've had even up to this year, even in towards the end of last year is where pretty much a lot of these surprises started coming up around War Game season even. But I think eventually that's something that could happen down the road, and that would be big in many ways for the partnership between TNA and WWE. But it's far-fetched. It can seem far-fetched, but you can't, you can't put it past Triple H or put it past TNA and their partnership, because they've had a way of surprising us this year.
That'd be the biggest name going that way. That'd be the biggest name, period. But that's definitely the biggest name going TNA's way.
Mm-hmm.
I like this comment for Bobby, so I want to pick you guys' brain. He says, what if Charlotte Flair wanted to go to Mary Gold as a main roster talent? Now, we know there's some type of partnership there, especially if we remember like Rossi coming over with Julia, coming to the States for that tour for a bit, them sending some Mary Gold talent over there to work the shows. I believe it was Io Sky, Kyrie, and others. Now, what if that was like a big domino to help get that promotion really get some buzz?
Yeah.
I see, in the same sense, I see them doing that with TNA first before doing that with Marigold.
But here's the thing about that.
Quest.
The TNA partnership is solely NXT. It's NXT TNA. Marigold was main roster. You saw a main roster talent over there competing Marigold. Yes.
But is it televised?
Yes, technically. But look at the women that went. It was all already.
It was women that originated from Japan.
Talent.
Yeah.
Look who. Yeah. So there's no need to. You can call it main roster, but it's really just like hey, here's a homecoming and here's a promotion that we happen to work with, like gold type deal. It's not like you sent Bianca over there or Rhea or another name. You sent your Japanese talent back to Japan to a company that you work with. Still different than Styles going to
Noah. That would be the equivalent of sending AJ Styles and Noah. Like, that's how big that would be. That's why I don't think it's that far-fetched.
Yeah. There's just no tie there other than, I guess, we'll do you a favor.
But is Marigold televised?
You might be able to stream it in the States. That's the only way, I believe.
I
know somebody who would know that answer. Cindy would definitely know that answer.
Show your face, Cindy. Show your face.
Say her name and she appears.
Let's move on. We're going to get off the rails. I got to keep some order. This is my professor style, right? We're going to keep some damn order here.
No, what you gonna do is not take shots and then run. That's what you're not gonna do.
That wasn't a shot.
Have you met this man?
That was a shot, and then you're gonna go. We're gonna keep it moving.
We're gonna talk Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman had some interesting things to say since he was excommunicated from the bloodline. He hasn't been seen, but he did pull up to New York at Fanatics Fest to give some interesting quotes on what might be next for the bloodline, saying that this is the first time we've seen a legit threat to Roman's dominance. I'm paraphrasing here, saying he doesn't believe that they're even in the third inning yet. Quoting the fact that we don't know what Solo has left up his sleeves. We don't know what's happening with Jay thinks of this, what Jimmy thinks of this. So there's a lot more dominoes to fall in this bloodline storyline. Honey, you were there, so I want to start with you. Did you happen to see Paul set with the Masked Man show, and What do you think he means by these details?
I did not. I unfortunately did not. I had just missed Paul Heyman because your girl was running amok, getting B-roll and trying to grab interviews with some other folks and individuals. But I did see a lot of clips of the things that he said. For him to say that we're not even in the third inning yet, like I thought he said that like a year ago.
Very
I'm like, dude,
contradictory to what he said
like
before.
it's kind of a little weird. I'm like, dude, wait a minute. You said a year ago we're in the third inning. We're not even close to it. But I personally believe that this is definitely something that's going to, we obviously know that's going to mark the shift in this bloodline story. And this is going to cause Roman to have to round up some troops and get some help because Jacob Fatu is a problem. That man beat his ass in a walking boot. He beat up my tribal chief in a walking boot. Not only do you blasphemize the tribal chief by acknowledging a Timu tribal chief, but you want to come out here and obliterate and disrespect Roman Reigns the same way you did to Paul Heyman and the same way that he's done to, to countless others where they've kicked out Jimmy and have messed with Jay. It sounds like Roman needs some help, and the wise man knows that. The wise man knows that.
Courtney, were you able to see these excerpts online at all? And Paul also says you don't know when he will return. So there's a lot of different wrinkles with this bloodline storyline, but do you think we're hitting another stride to where it'll be the biggest storyline in WWE?
A lot more questions and answers because I did see SmackDown last week, and it's obvious he does need support. So this is going to be really interesting, and also with the fact we haven't seen Paul Heyman for a while. So I'm very curious to see how Roman's going to take on this next level because, as Honey mentioned, he's going to need some help. And also considering the Bloodline are defending the tag team titles on Friday. So that's going to also be really interesting to see in that counterpart because we saw what the Bloodline did to their opponents that they faced, along with DIY that attacked them blindsidedly. So that's also going to add another layer to the storyline. So I think there is going to be a lot more questions and answers in the coming weeks, especially since Bash at Berlin is coming up, and also Bad Blood is really almost, we're about to be in September. Bad Blood's coming up after Bash at Berlin. So it's going to be very interesting what's going to happen between now and October.
Councilman, I see an interesting question here from Dylan and Special Little Nobodies. He asked, do you think that Jacob Fatu is a possible plant at some stage? And do we see Jacob actually overtaking Solo for the new bloodline the way he keeps looking at the Ula Fala?
Yeah. I think just because of the simple fact how Solo did Roman, someone is going to do that to Solo. It is just a matter of power. And I think it goes back to something that Umaga's son said in an interview about Roman Reigns as the tribal chief. It comes to this table, someone jumping on top of it and saying, hey, I'm the one in charge. Solo just kind of did the same thing. And so I can see history repeating itself again with this. To answer, what was the other question? I'm sorry. I looked in the comments, but as a plant, no, I don't think he's a plant. I think he is representing with Solo. I think he's riding with him. I don't see Roman wanting to get put through a table just to trick Solo. I think that's a little bit too deep. I think we're right where we need to be with this, and I think he is riding with Solo.
Jacob, bring us home. How invested are you in the bloodline storyline right now? And do you think there's additional layers that will make it give you the same feeling that we've had the past, let's say, past 3 years?
It's a C plus B minus because a lot of people have recency bias with the bloodline story. They're thinking about how great the last year and a half of it was. That start was a little choppy and rough. Roman beating the brakes off of Jimmy and Jay every other week kind of got a little stale. It was a little choppy and rough, but you could see where it's going. And this is very similar. I think it's just nobody buys Solo. And if Jacob turns on Solo, here's my thing. That would essentially break the bloodline into 3. Roman has his side. You assume Rocky is going to have one side. Who's the third? one with enough name and weight to pull it that you can go get from this family, because you can't have, let's say, Rocky size with Jacob. What, you're gonna leave Solo and Tama and Tonga out there by themselves with a couple other pieces? There's no weight behind that, so that just makes them useless.
Well, hold on. See, you're breaking it as if it's going to be a 3 triangle, which not necessarily has to happen. You got to look at it as sagas. So we now have the bloodline civil war. I see Jacob turning on him after the civil war is done and Solo's defeated. But then after that, you don't have to have what's necessarily bloodline. You can go back to the Gorillas of Destiny and have Jacob as a trio. But then the rest of this shit is just kind of disbanded, where all of them go their separate ways. Roman is back, Solo, Jay goes back to main event, and this whole bloodline saga is done.
But that's the problem, is when you get to the end, Roman can stand by himself, no problem. Jimmy and Jay can stand together, are separate, and be relatively fine. It looks like safe bet Jacob Fatu is probably money by himself. If you want to, you could throw the Gorillas of Destinies with them, or Zilla, or whatever, random Samoan, Polynesian, whichever one you want to go and pull from the island. But you can't leave Solo Sikoa. What is he? He's stuck. He's in no man's land.
I disagree with that.
I disagree with that.
NXT run proves otherwise. Street champion.
Yeah, and some of his matches and these last couple matches he's had has started to have him really stand out to go like, yo, I'm starting to really take Solo seriously. Like when he faced Cody, that was a great match before the bloodline interfered.
But he's just getting hot. If they split and Fatu turns on him, you knock him back down a peg and he's left by himself. What do you do? I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm just saying the rehab is going to be a little difficult.
That's a whole revenge story though. That's actually now 6 months of him to run.
Is he the person though that you could buy into?
There's no way that we could take this home.
You must be sleeping under a rock or something.
Yeah. Like, why are we playing bloodline like this? We've had this conversation already. We know. I'm still gonna stick to my guns, and I've been saying it for months now. This isn't even Solo's doing. Solo is taking orders of a different tribal chief. He wants to pose as his own tribal chief, that's fine. But there's still one other person who's not in the equation yet, who's set to be returning very soon. And that's the final boss. And I've been saying for a while now, this Team of Bloodline smells like final boss energy, just hostile takeover energy. I think back to the times when Roman went back in April or March, whenever it happened, when Roman had asked Dwayne to acknowledge him. And Dwayne hesitated. But it's giving Godfather mode. It's giving Godfather, where I betrayed my cousin. I lied to his face. I said I acknowledged him, but I didn't, because it was my plan the whole time to retake over this bloodline and reestablish it as mine, because I'm the true head of the table. Because at the end of the day, the whole thing has to lead to Rock and Roman. We all know that. We all agree.
Given Godfather 3 or the first 2?
The first 2.
Oh, I'm just checking.
Because Rock can feel the same way Solo feel. Like you shouldn't have lost.
That is true. That is true. But even still, we never had that moment where Roman, basically Solo was accusing Roman of being weak, being that he didn't win the big one. Guess what? Solo was a part of that help that failed. But when The Rock won against Cody and Seth the night before, he was the successor over Cody. So Rock is technically, I feel like The Rock has technically been the one pulling the strings this whole time on this new bloodline and had it in for Roman from the very beginning.
Just to tie this up, that seems so obvious that I don't think it's going to happen at all. Because 2 things happened after WrestleMania. One, we had the moment with Raw with Cody, with the whole handing him whatever, and then the weird, hey, can I hold your title thing? I think we still have to tie that up. But the biggest moment of bloodline rules outside of Cody winning the title was the stare down between John and Dwayne. At some point, you're going to pay that off and make it thrice in a lifetime, especially if this is the final lap for John. I feel like there's so much money in that for Vegas because I was in the arena for the first one and the second one. I feel like, why not? And I don't know how we get there, but if you're just talking about, hey, let's make some money in Vegas.
I know
tickets.
No, I know exactly how you get there. You get there with Rock versus Cody, and then you have John Cena interfere but that still ties into the Rock now with the Temu bloodline and them needing help. And so then
and Roman needing help, right? Because being that Cena was the one who helped them, it could happen in a different way.
And that ties in John and Solo because he never got his lick back from Solo. So that's still there too.
So I just got one question. One serious question here. At what point does everybody turn on Cody because they tired of getting their ass whooped for this man?
I mean, it's already their turn. He's not even closing out his own show. He was in the first 45 minutes of SmackDown. He's already been defeated.
Does Randy, KO, Cena, and everybody that came to save this man like, dog, stop messing with these people. Go on about your day. I'm tired of getting my ass whooped for you.
Well, listen, ask the same people that got their ass whooped by the bloodline and Roman Reigns for the last 3 years. How about you could ask them? I mean, it's the same. It's going to be the same formula, only for Cody eventually, and it's going to be all Cody's heroes, and we're going to see that too. Cody even mentioned talking about he would love to be in a match, and I heard him say this with his own mouth, quote unquote. He would wrestle Cena in any capacity.
And know we're gonna get that. We get that in 2025.
We're gonna get Cena. We're gonna get Cena and Cody. We're gonna get CM Punk and Cody. CM Punk and Cena. I would love to see The Rock versus Cena again for a third time. They need to do that. And then finally, maybe Solo. He might have Solo be the one to retire him officially, and that's how Solo gets his lick back. Because what better way does John Cena want to go? He wants to go while putting the other younger talent over. But
I really want to leave
that's neither right. Well, yeah, I feel you, but that's neither here nor there. Because anyway, the same way that they could do Cody, all these people getting tired of Cody Rhodes beating him, it's the same way they did it with the Tribal Chief.
Well,
long term,
a lot of time on the bloodline. I'm equal opportunity ass whoopings, but I'm also equal opportunity merch. So check us out.
Hey yo, you that's watching this. You sitting on the couch staring at the screen, not knowing what you want to do, like this is an online college. Are you tired of wearing shirts that make you look like an extra stuck in catering? Do you want to step your wrestling swag game up to the next level? Then Women's Wrestling Talk has got you covered. Like literally. Are you for life in pink or black and white? Or maybe you're the EST and people need to respect you accordingly. Want to put some pride in your stride and show off the muscle in your hustle? Then make sure you check out the WWT store. Not now, but right now. Alright? What you waiting for? Head to www talkpodstore.com and don't make me fight you. Shit.
This episode of Women's Wrestling Talk has been brought to you by All Caribbean Wrestling. Catch the wave. Go to allcaribbeanwrestling.com to check out all the latest pay-per-views or go on the YouTube page at All Caribbean Wrestling. Also, go and check out their socials on Instagram at All Caribbean Wrestling and on X at All Caribbean WR1.
Moving into some other news. The final countdown could be for real this time, y'all. As Bryan Danielson has said that he's not under contract heading into All In, and it could really be it. He cites that he's at peace with retirement if it goes that way. He had an interview with Sean Ross Slott of Fightful, and there's a lot of things you can check out in that interview, but pretty much that he's at peace for retirement. If he wasn't, he wouldn't be making this match this way. We know Danielson is an elite liar. But this kind of feels a little somber heading into this week because I know one of the first things he wants to do is actually get his neck fixed. He said he'll probably go straight into neck surgery. But what do we think heading into All In? I know Professor cited some things last week that Swerve will just miss being shortest AEW champion if it does go that way, but not being under contract, citing that he has to get his neck fixed, citing how he's okay with life after AEW, family, things of that nature. Is this it? Will this be the final match for Bryan Danielson, at least in AEW? Councilman, I'll start with you.
I ain't gonna lie. At first, I thought, but I'm kind of siding with the mayor now. I mean, not the mayor, the professor. I think he needs to win this match. I think you need to solidify your career and walk out to say you were AEW champion. There's no way you could just leave it with just like, hey, I came over here, I did some stuff, and now I'm good. Like, this is your moment. You have All In. You're at Wembley. All of these people are here. No disrespect to Swerve. It won't hurt Swerve if he loses his title.
All right, so we got some pushback there. Courtney, what do you think? Does it hurt Swerve to drop the title to Bryan Danielson with everything that we know?
I actually said this last week. I do believe, and I just have a gut feeling that Bryan Danielson is not going to hang the boots because he's entering the biggest career of his life this weekend, and this is going to be something that he's going to remember. I want him to have a Wembley moment. I don't think it's going to hurt Swerve, considering after All Out, it's going to be Wrestle Dream, which is going to be in Swerve's hometown. So it's going to be really interesting on the homecoming that Swerve's going to get. Danielson, he's also from Washington, so that's going to be very interesting there. And I know a lot of people are going to be probably rooting for Swerve to regain the title, which I don't see why not. It's in Tacoma. So I would love for Bryan Danielson to just end it on a high note because, like I said last week and even today, he's entering the biggest match of his career at Wembley Stadium in London. And I know this is going to be talked about leading up to Sunday, but I don't think he's hanging up the boots yet. And I do have a gut feeling that he may walk out as AEW champion.
Honey, does Bryan Danielson leave champion? Does he just hang him up after the match? There's I don't want to say there's legit questions if that actually closes the card. Let's just say it absolutely closes the card. Do we have one of those moments where the streamers are falling and he's celebrating and maybe the title is relinquished on Wednesday? Or do we see him leave his boots in the ring in Wembley Stadium?
It sucks because my sigh is not towards what you guys are saying. It's towards Daniel Bryan in this situation that he's put himself in. This is getting a little redundant for me personally. Yes, he's been known to lie a lot about retiring, hanging it up, or just to play around with the IWC. But at this point, what else can he give us? Considering how injury prone he's been. And I'm not trying to knock or discredit Bryan Danielson with the career that he's had, even extended going back to the indies. This man has been around for a very long time. He's had so many stellar matches with so many other stellar superstars. And to come out in WWE and NXT as an underdog and to be able to be the guy that they put the strap on and do it for the little guys, the other guys like the underdogs like the Rey Mysterios, Sami Zayn's, the ones you wouldn't suspect. I understand that impact. But if you want so bad to hang it up and be with your family as you've been saying, and you're at peace with retirement, then be at peace with retirement and stop talking about it. You're either going to do it or you don't. And if you don't, and if you want to do it, if you want to keep going, then keep your mouth shut until Sunday. Then you could show everybody exactly where you're going from there. But it's getting a little exhausting. Is he going to do it? Is he not going to do it? Is he going to do it? Is he not going to do it? It's kind of like Ric Flair. It's giving Ric Flair vibes, only Ric Flair took a lot longer. But it's no, I'm not trying to be shady. I'm just being honest. It's getting a little redundant. And if you're saying that you want to spend more time with your girls, your family, your wife, and all of this stuff, you've thought about hanging it up, dude. How many more times are you going to think about hanging it up before you resurface again? It's getting a little repetitive for me. So it's either you tell the truth or you keep your mouth shut, Bryan Danielson. And we'll see what happens on Sunday. But as far as what I think he'll do, I I can't believe we're in a world where this is happening, because it's like all the heroes we grew up watching are, now they're becoming legends and they're getting older and they're retiring. So it's kind of crazy to see. But I do think we see Bryan Danielson leave those boots in the ring. And I think he should. I really think he should, for his sake, for his wife's sake, for his kids' sake, for his health sake, for his life. He's gone through so much. He's done so much. He's given more than enough of his body, his blood, his sweat and tears, and he's said it every single time. We've gotten him as the planet's champion, to the American Dragon, all of that. There's nothing that can be denied about what Bryan Danielson has contributed to this business. But if you're going to retire, just freaking do it. Don't play with us. Just do it. Just either do it or don't do it, or just win another one. Whatever you're going to do. But make a damn decision, sir. Please.
Jacob, I want to get your thoughts, but I will intervene real quick to point out that is one and one only reason why I respect you, Michael Hickenbottom. You hung him up and you didn't come back.
Yeah, he did.
We don't count that, but
it happened.
I respect.
Yeah, we don't count that. We don't count that.
His name is Sean. His name is Sean.
It is.
It's on his birth certificate.
It's on tape. I saw it. It happened.
It says Michael.
It's Reggie Bush's Heisman. It happened.
We call him Shawn Michaels here.
We like this, so I call him Michael. But Jacob, your thoughts on Bryan?
Well, if you were, we call him Heartbreak. So obviously,
HBK.
When you like this,
see that right there.
Oh,
he got me on that one. Damn, that was a good one.
Oh, I'm touched. He's representing.
So you see that. But Jacob, your thoughts
we
on
call
Bryan
him
Danielson?
Bret Hart's little brother, but okay. Anyways, moving on. So I got a lot of thoughts here.
No, you not. No, you.
Why would that man play games with me? Why would you play games with me?
No, you.
Jacob.
No, you not. Jacob.
Don't you, Jacob? We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We have a debate on Wednesday for one thing. You're trying to create another one.
Actually,
I would actually like to point out that the debate is not on Wednesday. The mayor did not authorize that time. Number one.
Oh God.
No. You're not gonna announce it like that. You are running from it.
The mayor did not authorize that time, and the mayor is handling business that day.
Just to refer, did we not say in 2 weeks Wednesday, and did he not agree on live?
You never saw me.
Yes, you did.
You saw me just be like whatever about it, but I never said like, yeah, that's the day. But
I can't.
So Jacob,
we're just gonna come on this Monday and just start capping.
Your thoughts, sir. Bryan Danielson, your thoughts, sir.
This is bullshit.
Plenty of time to talk about that at the end of the show. Like I said, I am here to restore order to WWT Live. We are talking about Bryan Danielson and Jacob. I want your thoughts.
This is why I was the host of the podcast, because I kept things moving and grooving. That being said, one, I said what I said and I stand on it. Two, let's talk about Bryan Danielson. So I don't think it's over, because here's the biggest thing. You got to pay off this Nigel McGuinness hating. Like, this man is out here being butt nasty, player hater of the year award winner. Like, you got to pay this off. And the word is that Nigel's been clear for a hot minute. So there's that. And two, I saw Dylan say Swerve turned full heel. Swerve didn't go full heel. Swerve had said from day one, I don't give a damn who you are. All I care about is my belt and Nana. That's it. And it's really my belt. So I will do whatever it takes to keep this belt. So that means I got to give you a house call, stomp your face in, and mockingly, yes, my way. And so be it. The man broke into the man's house. Like, the man just cares about the belt and getting the belt and keeping the belt. Make him a tweener, it doesn't matter. So I don't think it's full heel. It's very in line with Swerve's character. That being said, if Swerve loses, which I think he will, it depends on what happens after, whether or not this loss will hurt him. Because you can say, oh, just run it back at Wrestle Dream in October. You got All Out, and you got to get to October. You got Grand Slam, you got all that. Hangman, you're going to eventually run that back again. I've heard reports that it's Hangman Swerve at All Out. So that's a presumed loss. because you want to get Hangman his win back to justify this character change. What are you going to do? You just going to hold Swerve in no man's land? Because you got Darby at Grand Slam coming. So how do you get Swerve back to that belt? And everybody that's dropped that title has taken a few tumbles back down the card because Tony doesn't want to keep that picture clouded. He likes to reset everything with title changes. So yeah, what you gonna do? Send Swerve to go get the TNT title, the international title, the Continental title?
How you do
This
that
is behind title, like
mid, though? That's like you know what? I'm gonna try not to get upset, but I'm
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Swerve, if he loses, you just better handle this properly because you got lucky. You built Swerve up to a star. You caught lightning in a bottle. A lot of this was Swerve's doing. You assume the Hangman thing is coming.
No,
I feel like this is a Trick Willie situation, and I don't like it. I don't like it for either of them. I don't like it for Trick. I didn't like it for Trick, and I don't like it for Swerve either. Why do we go through all of this to put this man in a title to make him one of the biggest stars on your roster and to boost up and to be also the first black champion? To have him be a freaking placeholder or betweener, like that's
so he can do what's right. So he can do what's right. Come on home. Come on.
That ain't happening.
Thank TK. Be stupid. Cost that man the title so Swerve can come home.
No, keep Swerve. Keep Swerve. Keep Swerve. Bring back Malachi, and that's fine. Then that all will be forgiven. Nah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Bringing back Malachi won't make Zelina get pushed.
That's it. That's it. No, that's it. That's it. That's it. No.
You're lying.
That's it.
The FTR match. I saw accusations. These are not accusations. This is false accusations. And
bring back Keith Lee.
Speaking of people that are no longer in WWE, Beth Phoenix recently did some interviews. She's actually no longer under WWE contracts. A lot of people are speculating her next moves. Of course, her husband, Adam Copeland's in AEW. She said it's very hard for her to say that she's retired. When she retired in 2012, it was more so about her wanting to start a family. We know she had some appearances in WWE in the past couple of years and had even a stint on commentary NXT, I believe, on the main roster as well. Do we feel like Beth Phoenix returning to a wrestling ring is imminent in a capacity at all? Because she's back, she can be welcome at WWE anytime. But I'm saying since her husband is in AEW, do you feel like they're going to do something in AEW together? And I'll start with you, Courtney.
Well, first off, I recently saw Beth's photo and she looks jacked. She looks like she's ready to go in the ring. But it's really going to be interesting because their women's division is already stacked with women's wrestlers. So I'm kind of curious on how Beth is going to fall into the mix. So that's going to be really interesting. Of course, I would love to see her be with her husband again, but it's really going to be fascinating and interesting on where she's going to go. And also, it doesn't have to be just for the TBS or women's title. It could be something that could fall into place. So I would not be shocked to see Beth at AEW if she wants to be with her husband. But never say never. She still looks like she's ready to go after working out that much. So I'm very intrigued on what her next role is going to be.
I like that. Well, we know she don't got a shot at that TBS title with the current champion holding it, but Councilman, what are your thoughts on Beth Phoenix trajectory?
Well, first, your husband actually has to come back for her to work there, and I don't think that's happening. I think Adam need to stay at his house. It's over. Stay home. Let that go. Beth, I can see Beth coming back because there's so many possibilities. Like you said, if WWE welcomes her, that's a good thing too, because she still need to have her match with Rhea Ripley after what Rhea Ripley did to her and Edge. So you have it on both ways. You have it there at AEW. Like it's kind of like we see with the Daniel Bryan thing. Like if you're still in shape to do what you need to do, why would you not come back and get that match? Because we haven't seen her do a singles match in what, years? We've seen her do the tag team stuff with her husband and everything, but we haven't seen the singles match with her, and I think she should.
Nah, man, no. I don't want her in AEW. She needs to stay, and we need that Rhea Ripley, Beth Phoenix, and that never happened.
Yeah,
It never
exactly.
happened.
Exactly.
They teased it at Philly War Games, Philly Extreme Rules, and I was there, and I wanted that match so bad. So I was robbed again.
Let's go. Come on.
Yes.
Let's go.
Move forward.
Jacob, should Beth Phoenix stay retired, so to speak, or do you think that she will appear in AEW? We don't support lies in this podcast.
Doesn't matter. Here's a better question: who gives a damn? Let's just call a spade a spade. Who gives a damn? Like, let's be honest. Is Beth Phoenix going to move a needle one way or the other to the diehard fan and to the casual fan? Like, cool. Send her to AEW. You could do Edge and Beth against Julia Hart and Brody King. That's nice for a 3-month run. And then what? I don't care. Like, it's cool. Her last singles match was in 2012. It was 12 years ago. Was her last singles match. Since then, she's been tagging with Natalya. She had to tag with Edge, and it's been Rumble appearances. I get she wanted the family. She's in great shape. She works out with FTR. Cool. Nobody cares. And also, here's the other thing. AEW is way too damn crowded. Way too crowded on the women's side. You just brought in Camille. You got too much muscle, too much heat, too many women over there. Why? Why add another crowded person? And like Councilman said, hey, your husband needs to go be a family man. So why don't you stay home with him too? Or take your child to work and make sure he don't jump off nothing stupid.
Or she could just snatch the wig off of Money Rags Monet and swerve us all.
I think I finally figured it out, Jacob. You don't have any respect for the classics. This is why you respect the discography. You don't have any respect for how the work is appreciated today. That's blasphemous to say that she wouldn't move a single needle.
Yeah, it's not like we're talking about local vice in the underground not moving the needle. We're talking about a legend here that has won countless.
The match tonight.
Huh?
I set them up, and y'all knock them down every time. Every time.
Oh wow!
Like we talking about that.
I'm throwing
lots. You know what? We got a lot of time to talk about Vice City. But before we get there, there were some trademarks that were recently
we got a lot of
filed.
time, but we don't want to talk about it though. So
we don't have a lot of time actually. We're gonna do that. Like I said, we're gonna be late, but we're gonna finish on time. But either way, we got to talk about some more news because we know that two certain people are no longer with WWE, similar to Beth Phoenix, and that is MVP and Bobby Lashley. So while we try to pontificate what their next moves are, a new trademark was recently filed under some of MVP's other older LLCs, showcasing what might be next. And that trademark is the Hurt Syndicate. Now, no MVP is supposed to be doing an appearance, I believe, in Bloodsport against Josh Barnett in the near future. He does have extensive ties with New Japan with his older trademarks, which was Ghetto Strong Style, which is his theme music over there. But do we see something going on with this trademark? Is it something that is AEW bound, New Japan bound? What are your thoughts? Because we know that 3 of the original Hurt Business are all free agents right now, that being Lashley, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin. Councilman, I'll start with you.
I can't believe I'm finna say this, but at this current time, I don't care. Like, I really don't. Like, after seeing the Hurt Business fail the way it do, like, I'm not saying it won't work. I hope that something comes out of it, but as we're sitting now, you're dealing with a whole bunch of cats that just, okay, cool. And now commercial break. That's what I think in the maritime I see.
There you go.
Courtney, what are your thoughts on the Hurt Syndicate, and does it have any staying power?
I'm trying to be a little bit optimistic here because
you ain't got to kick it.
I'm trying to be a little bit optimistic, but I was very disappointed in the run in WWE because I thought, oh, okay, this is something that could happen in WWE, and then of course it faltered. I'm not gonna close the door, but never say never. Anything can happen. I would not be shocked. Now, I don't see them going to AEW because that is way too loaded of a roster. No, but New Japan, maybe. because he has MVP has connections over there. But never say never on that one. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if I see 3 of them again. They're all free agents, but only time will tell.
We're gonna see the 3 of them dominate NWA. They're gonna wreck shop at NWA.
That is so disrespectful to somebody. I just don't know who yet.
Yeah, that is. But honey, where do we see the Hurt Syndicate, or is it just merchandise that's going to come out? Is it going to be a faction? What do you think it is?
It's not going to click. It's not going to click. It's not going to click as well as the Hurt Business did. Even the name is just cringy to me. It's not even intimidating. I'm not even shook by the thought of this name. Like, who came up with this? I need to know. I want to know who came up with this name. Like, I support all 3 of these men, whether individually or as a team, but this name ain't it. It ain't it. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I would much rather like to see if they can rekindle that partnership with TNA and still have some affiliation with WWE, but still be able to be on TNA, which is somewhere where Bobby's known to have been and made an impact on, pun intended. Of like, it just makes sense. Like what? Like I don't want to see any. I do not want to see any of these men near AEW. I do not, because once that happens, it's screwed. It's going to turn into a whole learning tree experience, and it's going to be bullshit. Nothing but pure bullshit. And all I'm going to do is this. I don't know. I don't like it. I'm not feeling it. I don't like it. I'm
Jacob,
sad.
Hurt Syndicate.
But they were so close. They were right there. You had the V. You had the Hurt.
Syndicate? It's like
You had the V.
It feels worse than when they did Viking Raiders. Like it feels worse than that. Like you so bad.
Literally could just call yourself the Syndicate, and that
right.
That's a little terrifying.
The Syndicate
the Hurt family, that's even better than the Hurt Syndicate. But
there's other words besides Hurt, right? Like there's so many other words that define Hurt.
The Syndicate would have been perfect. There's 1 or 2 spots these 2 and maybe Shelton end up. Maybe there's a 3rd spot. They either go to TNA, run a rump shot, have some fun. Bobby did his best work in TNA, hands down, period, point blank, plain and simple. Shelton can cook in a place like TNA, and MVP is still good money. Or you go to Japan, and Japan needs a new gaijin. They need a new foreigner heel. And more importantly, they need a little bit of color on that roster to really spike things up. And let's just turn it up all the way.
It's no shame.
Now, my 3rd dark horse, you can go to Mexico for a little bit if you want, But go to New Japan, run over there, get the House of Torch up out of here, turn heel, and just beat the brakes off of whatever Japanese up-and-coming star there is, and then let's put some over, and let's kind of push the Bullet Club a little bit out the way, because it's Rand's time. Yes, I'm here. Where have you been, ma'am? I come to work.
Hey. We're not doing that with the boss lady today.
Who's we? I got this solo. I'm Denzel at training day. I don't need y'all. Put cases on all y'all motherfuckers. I'm here solo today. 10 toes down.
Last I checked, there's 4 other boxes. So I'm just saying.
2 of you I can keep. Courtney's new, so she can stay.
I don't know if you have it says accountant for hire under your tag. I don't see no authoritative mention of the boss lady on like boy. Can you make those delegations?
I need to have a damn.
Councilman, me and you could be a hell of a tag team.
You know what I'm gonna do next podcast? Y'all remember when Wade Bear used to have that big ass podium? I'm just gonna get on that.
Hold on. Says the one who's still firing shots from the podium.
I don't fire shots.
Let's not act like you've been holier than thou on this episode.
I've been chilling.
Is that podium built from the tears of you crying every time Lola Vice loses?
Do you want to check match list and see her win-loss record? Do we want to check the win-loss record?
It only counts. It only matters in championships, baby.
I don't even know for certain, but I'm pretty sure there's less than 5.
Now said.
I'm almost
That's
positive.
the number of good
there's less
albums
than
Nas has.
5.
Said.
Speaking of matches, in the final lap for John Cena, Drew McIntyre Fanatics Fest gave us some interesting tea leaves. Honey, I don't know if you saw this, but he did mention there was a moment that he had with Big E that they laughed off, but he said he absolutely for sure wants a match with John, and he's going to get that match with John. Now they've done business together in the past, but do you see? Well, actually, this version of Drew McIntyre would be great. Where he's at right now, being a social media hater, all that good stuff.
The truth teller.
It would make sense. So, do we think that we see John versus Drew on the final lap? I'll start with you, Annie, since you were there.
Absolutely. I think this is one that Drew not only needs but wants, and I think this is something that Cena could totally be on board with. Drew McIntyre has just done amazing things this entire year, or for the last couple of years. We've seen a different side of him. I wouldn't necessarily call him hater, considering the way he explained it yesterday so eloquently on the Masked Man show. But he said he's more of a truth teller, and I like that for him. I can only imagine how much he would rip into Cena, especially being that this is his retirement, and how great he's going to be with those punchlines and those one-liners on him. But of course, Cena's going to do what he always does with, the back and forth, and show the greatness that he is on the mic as well. But yeah, if this is to come to fruition, which I'm sure it definitely will, being that we have a long way to go until he's actually finished with this retirement tour. We're gonna see some good stuff there. We're gonna see some really good stuff there between these two.
Courtney, do you want to see this match in one of John's final dates?
I would actually like to, considering I'm actually impressed with some of the work Drew McIntyre has done recently, the last couple of months. Even though he has played a heel, it's just nice to see him on the mic and have this rivalry going with CM Punk. But it's going to be interesting on how him and John are going to play off each other on the mic, because even though they're not strangers to each other, it's going to see how that comes to fruition, and seeing, because we got a long way to go until his retirement tour, until WrestleMania. So I could see this match coming into friction, and plus it'll be nice to see. And also, and this is going to be kind of out of the blue, I wouldn't be shocked if John went back to his days in a SmackDown of 2003 and put a diss on Drew McIntyre.
Please, God, no.
God, no, but it's just something. But
he got lucky when he did that in New York, the WrestleMania 35. But before that, the last time John did that, he was going against The Rock and he didn't win.
But if y'all don't think Drew is gonna do it to troll him, that's gonna be hilarious.
Okay. Well, y'all are both on to something there for sure. One of the two of them are gonna do it.
So, Jacob, that brings me to 2 points now that Courtney brings it up. Will we get this rivalry next year? Also, will we see a back and forth online? Because that makes me remember that next year is the 20th anniversary of John's album.
What? His album?
Yes, the only wrestler with a platinum album. Yes.
That was a fire album. I don't care what nobody says.
I was going to say, y'all can hate all y'all want. That album
slaps.
That
was a good album. That album slaps. Yes.
I'm sorry. The man had bumpy knuckles on that album. That album slapped. I'm just sorry. I'll defend that album to the end. That being said.
But you won't defend the Nas albums. Just saying.
I know good music when I hear it.
What else is Nas? What else is Nas?
Nas, mid. He's been hot lately.
Nah, we're not doing this. Nope. Next, talk about Cena and Drew, please. We're not doing this. You about to piss a lot of people off.
I'll say it once. I've said it again. Nas's album discography is mid.
He is the Chris Jericho of hip hop.
You can't trust Janix. You can't trust Jacob sonically at all.
Sir, I produced a solid podcast that had great intros. I think I have a sonic ear here. Calling them the Jericho of hip hop though is woo.
We're gonna need a separate show for this conversation.
Oh, we could do this. Aren't we supposed to have these WWT After Dark episode coming soon?
Oh, I like that.
Councilman,
but
I don't want to hear Jacob's voice anymore. I should just mute him. Councilman, what are your thoughts on Drew versus John?
No. You no. Not gonna get me out of here that easy. I came to work today, damn it. You gonna hear what I gotta say.
I came to work today.
Councilman.
Co-mayor.
Oh! Councilman,
Co-mayor's at it again.
Nothing he can do about it. No, I'm excited because I don't think we've ever got Cena and John one-on-one. I mean, Cena and McIntyre one-on-one. I remember they did like a fatal four-way with him, Finn Balor, and somebody else. So I just this is just gonna be one of those great additions to his send-off. And Drew is red hot right now. So just the back and forth on the microphone, the match itself is gonna be great. The trolling on social media, like you just said, Mayor, the 20th anniversary with this album, everything, all of it just sits right there for John Cena to have such a phenomenal moment to give us in 2025 with this.
Okay, Jacob, I want you to finish this out and just talk about John and Drew. You were saying about the album being good, and then we got into a tangent. Could Drew and John print money in 2025?
It wasn't a tangent. It was a matter of fact. But nonetheless, yes, they can print money, especially if you get the very version of Drew we have now where Buck Nasty, play hating on everything. Cena shows up. Cena declares his intentions for the Rumble or something, and Drew goes, nah. Really? And Cena Drew, yeah, give it to me in Elimination Chamber. I don't need it to be something big. Just give it to me as a little stopgap.
Okay. We got to skip ahead because Dylan has to edit us out, and it is getting late his time. So I want to be respectful of his time, editing all the greatness that is WWT. We appreciate all your work, sir. This will actually be a somber Monday Night Raw for some of you who are big fans of Cole and McAfee, because Pat McAfee announced earlier today that this will actually be his final Monday Night Raw as we gear up for the college football season. Thoughts on this? Jacob, I'll start with you. How did it? Well, I think we're going to get Joe Tessitore taking McAfee's place. But what do we feel about this most recent Pat McAfee fund? He's obviously welcome every time he comes back to WWE.
Yeah, no, McAfee's great. I just have one request tonight. Just one thing. I need the White Six to send that man to the upper room tonight. Pay off all these little teases and little McAfee show hits and bits. Just send them on up to the upper room. Again, I call it the man's discography mid. Not him, his discography. He cannot put together complete bodies of work consistently.
Albums, 6 in a row.
I love
it took
y'all,
Hit Boy. It took Hit Boy making the beats and choosing the beats for Nas to get it together. Anyways, yeah, no, punt Pat McAfee right to the upper room. Let's go.
We are not going to disrespect.
No. Y'all know that's true. Nas got great lyrics, but them beats was trash the most of his career. That never connected. Once till Hit Boy came, that's when it was like, okay, your lyrics and your beats on point. It has been like that. I gotta say that part.
The mayor's eyes twitching, y'all. The mayor's eyes are twitching like he's in the upside down right now. Okay.
No,
we need to get him back to the right side up, and let's talk about Pat McAfee.
Man, hey, Pat McAfee out here doing this thing. So
I'm sad though. I always get sad around this time of the year because I love seeing Pat McAfee and I love hearing Pat McAfee. I think he brings such a great element to the show, especially being with Michael Cole. Michael Cole has openly said countless times that he's revived his career in so many different ways, and they are probably they are probably one of the great Monday night tag teams in recent memory. I'm not going to go back and say of all time because we know that's not true. But Pat McAfee is on his way to making a mark. Obviously, we know college football time is coming and football is back, so there's just going to be a lot of that going on for him. The man can't be at two places at once. So shout outs to him for the bag.
Yeah.
No more yeeting though. It's gonna be sad.
Yeah, I can't see
love
Joe
seeing him
Tessitore.
do the yeet dance.
Can't see Joe Tessitore eating or hitting the Shinsuke on the table.
Yes.
Courtney, what are your thoughts about Pat leaving? And I mean, his shoes probably can't be filled, but will Monday Night Raw have that same, I guess, umph to it with Michael Cole? Well, Michael Cole's going to SmackDown too, eventually.
Oh God, Pat. I remember when he played football. But around this time, Pat's getting ready for college football, which is happening soon. I enjoyed Pat. He was always funny during his commentary. I am gonna miss him. I am gonna miss him calling Dominic a dirtbag. He is a dirtbag. I'm gonna miss him calling that, but he was just really fun, just entertaining to watch. But I know he's getting ready for college football. Then of course he has a show. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because I know there was a few wrestling meet and greets. He included his show in the event, so I wouldn't be shocked after college season's over. So it's not the end for Pat, but I know we'll see him very soon.
Yeah, the pop when he returns is always great.
Oh yeah, and we never know when he'll pop up. He might pop up for Survivor Series.
He could pop up at a Rumble just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, so always good to see him. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna say too, man. That big son of a bitch.
That man got so many quotables. Speaking of quotables, we guys said we probably won't get any more yeets, but at Fanatics Fest this past weekend in New York, Jay said we're going to get the return of Ucey. What do we think about this? Is he kind of and I like that we got a blue Ulafala there too. That's low.
Oh yeah, that shit's fire.
That's fire.
What is he alluding that he's going to join back up with Roman? And honey, I'll start with you.
Maybe not necessarily Roman. I think it's going to start off with him and Sammy. And Sammy's probably going to be the bug in the ear. Sammy's always been the voice of reason when it came to the bloodline in the beginning and during his stint with them. I definitely think that we're going to see the Ucey bros, because they're technically not the Usos, but we'll see the Ucey bros get back together and probably do some damage. Maybe even get into a situation where maybe they end up helping the tribal chief along the way. Like I said, we got to round up the troops eventually. That's one way to do it. But maybe before that, they'll go on a couple side missions and maybe try to go for a tag team title reign, which is kind of weird for Sami Zayn because I feel like the poor guy's just getting downgraded. But I think it's all a part of the plan and the pieces to the puzzle to add to build up to that bloodline civil war. But yeah, we will see the Ucey boys.
Councilman, what do you think about this? I'm pretty sure you would say that Sami Zayn is being properly graded.
I'm not feeling it.
I'd like some clarification. Or do we not feel Sami Zayn, or do we not feel Ucey?
I'm not feeling Mick Foley Jr. or Ucey.
Jesus.
Last time I heard, his name was Main Event Jey Uso. When is this gonna happen? I don't want to see him in another makeshift tag team like he did with Cody or any of this stuff. Now we can have a little sprinkles, couple matches. I don't need the whole Ucey brothers thing. It's just like, yo, bro, like if y'all made all of this work to have him be a solo person. This man got the entire crowd eating out his hands. It's like, man, can we please see this man do some work in the ring as a solo person and possibly become Intercontinental Champion somewhere down the line, not now, but somewhere down the line after it's time for Braun to put this thing down or something. Like I don't need the cesspool virus that Mick Foley Jr. is. On to main event Jey Uso right now.
I'm gonna fight all these urges, my brother.
I just feel like I want to know what Sami Zayn, aka you call him Mick Foley Jr. I want to know what he did to you. What happened? He
just reminds me of Mankind. Like next we're gonna get the Rock and Sock connection too. with these two. Like it's just every time he buys somebody, he brings them down. He did it with Shinsuke. Look at what happened to Shinsuke. We don't hear nothing from him no more. Why? Because of Sami Zayn. Because of Sami Zayn. Got with Cesaro. Look what happened to Cesaro. Now he got to go to AEW. Man, cut your hair. That's what it is. Cut your hair. Look like you give a damn. All right. Especially if you're gonna be here with Jay Uso, I need Jay to take him to the Waffle House, take him to the barbershop, get him tapered up or something, man. I'm just tired of seeing Mick Foley Jr. around here and just not stepping up like he needs to.
Courtney, are you feeling Ucey?
Oh God. I'm not gonna say no yet, but main event Jay, and I don't care what Councilman has to say. I actually like Sami Zayn, and also considering they did pin Finn Balor a couple weeks ago, so it makes a lot of sense. But never say never. It's nice to see them back together again, and maybe somewhere down the line. But Jay, he has a lot of fans cheering. They go and yeet in the stadium, so somewhere down the line, but not right now.
Man, if I had a dime for every time I heard this man's music at Fanatics Fest, bro, like all the kids, it was the most adorable thing. They had like the area where fans could come in and do their own entrances. They pick their favorite wrestler and do their entrances. Man, Jey Uso's music played so many times that it's like nobody got tired of it. Everybody's just eating everywhere. The little kids coming out doing their. It was a lot. It was crazy. But
did anybody pick Sammy?
There was quite a few that did. Yes, there was quite a few that did. You'd be happy to know.
We know Lola Vice did not get selected. We know that much though.
Well, they didn't have many NXT ones. The only ones that they actually did to have that came from NXT that I saw was Braun Breaker, Ilya Dragunov, and they even added Trick Williams.
Trick's a fight. That was a smart one. That's a smart one.
Jacob, are you feeling Ucey?
I'm feeling something after these rants. I mean, my God. So I got a question, Councilman. Just curious.
Answer the question.
Yeah. I get to Mr. Welton when I get to Mr. Welton. He'll be fine. Councilman, did you like Generico? Did you like El Generico?
Yeah.
Loved El Generico.
And that's what I want. I want that. Like that like El Generico was somebody I'm like, yo, that's a tough dude in the ring. That's somebody that I can see do some crazy stuff in the ring.
Here's my counter. Didn't Generico get his ass beat like every other week and twice on Sundays?
Yes, but it still looked, but you know what it was? He looked more like CM Punk ass, and he looked like, oh, I'm gonna fight to do what I can. No, he took his ass whooping and then said, I still got heart and kept going.
Okay, fair enough. I just wanted to check. Just wanted to just figure that out. So the whole main event Jey Uso thing, everybody's like, Jey hasn't won anything in the main event. You ain't got to win to be in the main event. The main event just means you're at the top of the card. Adrian Broner is main event. Adrian Broner is the greatest B-side in boxing. That's what Jey Uso is right now. He should have, I think where they messed up was trying to shoot him to that world title first. Should have shot him right to that IC title. Got it off of Gunther, and we'd have been fine. But, I mean, if you want to put them back together, let them get a little tag team run, that's cool. I mean, like Honey said, you eventually got to find some way to reunite the bloodline, and I guess it makes sense if these two are already on the same page. It's less work to do. So, yeah, why not? Feeling a little Ucey-ish, but goddamn, Mick Foley Jr.
Jacob, if that happens,
This is bullshit.
If that happens, if he get one more tag team title,
I mean, you're not wrong. He really should never win another tag title unless it's with his brother or cousins.
Man, the guy won a tag team with Dusty Rhodes' son. That's got to count for something. And that was a great, even though it was short lived. That if on paper you have a descendant a son of descendants of many, a son of many, descendants from the Samoans, and then you have Dusty Rhodes' son as well. That I feel like a lot of people didn't think that was a big deal, and it really was. For me, it personally was.
And look what happened to Dusty's son. Look what happened to Dusty's son. He don't even close out his own show as champion because you latched to Mick Foley Jr. Get him off of y'all. He is bringing all of you down.
Let's get this moving, host. Come
Raw's in 30 minutes.
Raw's in 30 minutes, yes.
Raw is in 30 minutes. So yeah, I'm glad everybody here.
Can we bring up what Dylan mentioned though?
I'm actually going right there because I wanted to talk about this because I mean I like this a lot. When you as human beings, and this is the No Mercy poster for NXT No Mercy in Denver, September 1st. And there's some noticeable things on this poster for me. Pretty much you're a top star at NXT. And as a human being, you learn as a young kid that you read from left to right as far as order of importance. So we see who's first. And then we get a little bit further down to Obafemi, your NXT World Champion, Lola Vice, Trick Williams, who's probably the biggest star in NXT. And that just makes me really just...
Well, because you lose it, you never win.
Oh, boy!
That stuff is...
Yeah!
It's okay. Woo! Okay. Woo!
We getting ready for a big money match at No Mercy. I'll tell you that. When you sandwiched in between the world champion and the face of the CW, that only means big things to me.
Two placeholders.
Big things to me.
So I gotta ask one question, then, Cedric. This ain't even about Roxanne. So you're telling me Obafemi is down here? That's what you're saying? You're saying Obafemi ain't shit?
Mid-card champion, But
undefeated champion. Something Lola knows nothing about.
That's fine. I'm just pointing out the fact that we getting the appetizer out the way. Roxanne's an appetizer. You're like, hey, she's the first. Get her out the way.
Appetizer. She's the champ.
We got a star out here at the top. And you see how like she's a little bit higher on the poster too. Because Roxanne's got to sit in the high chair.
That's just her hair.
She's a little bit higher.
Her hair.
Child.
And last time I checked, when you count to 5, you don't go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We know Trick Williams has dropped. We know Lola dropped.
4 is more than 1, right?
It wasn't Trick's fault though.
4 is
this man is doing Steiner math right now because I've been sitting here looking. He's like, you read left to right in order of importance, and left to right goes Rox, Oba, Ethan, Lola, Tricky. How, Mr. Watson? How do you read a book, Mr. Watson? I have questions now. I want to know what that Carson education got you. That Arizona State education got you. I have questions now.
We go in order of importance, and if you want to talk, we can tear that down all you want. I'm saying that she's in between the face of the brand and the world champion.
Yeah, they had to put another woman on the card. They had to put another woman on the poster.
I'm sorry.
Right there.
I'm so sorry.
Who
do you consider the face of the brand?
Trick Williams.
Really? That's who you that. Who was on SmackDown last Friday getting all the shine?
They both were actually.
I argue the face of the brand isn't in the company, but
Yeah, we can go there too. But Trick Williams clearly who they want to be the face of the CW. Courtney, everybody has their thoughts. We haven't got yours yet.
Yes.
Is there any takeaways you have from this poster?
Y'all being rude.
I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet because we already seen 3 out of 5 on SmackDown. Ethan Page, Trick, Roxanne. And I have nothing but respect for Lola Vice and Roxanne, but I'm thinking in my head, what other women has done top tier level like both of them?
Kaylani Jordan.
I was going to say the only other person you could put up there is Kalani.
That's the only other person because she's holding the title. I'm not saying.
Courtney, can you say that again? Can you say that again, Courtney?
I said outside of Lola Vice and Roxanne, what other woman from NXT has top tier status like both of them to be on the poster?
Good question, but just to also ask, which one has done more out of the two of them? You don't really have to answer it, but because you are now new to here, which one's done more?
One shakes ass, the other one whoops
Courtney,
ass.
don't listen to any of
To
them.
the ring by Dakota Kai and the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions.
Go back. No.
Courtney just set y'all straight. She just set y'all straight.
I'm going to be very honest because I have nothing but respect for Lola because I haven't watched NXT a lot. However, I have followed Roxanne's career, considering she was trained by Booker T, and also seeing her career escalate. Because I remember seeing her when she was a rookie. I seen some of the matches that she was in. I remember when she first won the title, Booker was ecstatic and happy to see her. So just seeing Roxanne's journey from then until now, she really impressed me and started going up on her 2 feet. Now Lola, I've seen not much,
and
but
this has been Lola's journey.
yeah. Like, I mean, Roxanne, I followed Roxanne's journey from her early start up until now.
Mm-hmm. And don't ever forget, man.
Ain't no man knock me out. I'm tired of being humble. I'm tired of letting people think they got a chance. The tribal chief is head and shoulders above everybody. This is my show. This is my camera. I run it all.
You know, I'm just happy that we got some respect on Lola Vice's name. People try to slander that beautiful name every week. A friend of the show, by the way. Her family is a friend of WWT Live, so they see your slander just as much as I do. But we got to talk about Monday Night Raw.
You done lost your damn mind, and I'm gonna help you find it.
You know, we got to talk about Monday Night Raw. And how did that get there?
Look at that.
God.
Oh, would you look at that? Oh, no.
That's not Monday Night Raw. That's a
Get the
You know what? We might actually see that at the end of No Mercy. We might actually see this at the end of No Mercy. That's a beautiful picture, but I won't go there. We gotta talk about. We gotta talk about.
Just to clarify though, Courtney. Before we got on here, didn't this man just tell us, "Oh, we're not gonna put your slideshow up because we don't want to risk the chance of no photos coming out," but says he's going to play it straight. Right, we're gonna keep the ship steady as captain. Right, you wait to this damn debate, sir. You wait to this damn debate.
So
he's an elected official. What'd you expect?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to count apples and oranges,
a corrupt official.
I didn't remain on the slides as long as you did last week. That's
sir. You had three whole episodes, ones that I weren't even on, that you repeatedly showed an image of, and you know which one I'm referring to.
I'm submitting a complaint to the boss lady.
It's 2 images. But tonight, Monday Night Raw, we have a stacked card. CM Punk will be addressing a message to Drew McIntyre. We'll have Randy Orton continuing his trajectory against Gunther. We have a triple threat women's tag team championship match with Io Sky and Kyrie versus the champions, the Unholy Union, and members of the Pure Fusion Collection. Is that what we're calling it? Maxine Dupree taking on Ivy Nile, the New Day and Odyssey Jones taking on the Final Testament, as well as Sheamus taking on Pete Dunne. Is there anything that stands out on the card to you guys? Anything you're looking forward to? I'm pretty sure, I actually agree with you guys that you said earlier that the Wyatt Six might be the ones to scare off Pat McAfee. But which storyline stands out to you guys the most? And I'll start with you, Courtney.
I'm actually going to go with the tag titles only because Bash of Berlin is coming up, and I know they have not announced any more matches. I would not be shocked if it did ended in a timeout or no disqualification, because I really do like the storyline that is coming out. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this match plays out. And also, I like Maxine Dupree. I actually saw her interview a couple weeks ago when she was on Chris Van Vliet, and people were very harsh about her in ring, but she's gotten better. So it's nice to see her get back in the ring. I mean, of course, CM Punk, we're going to hear what Drew McIntyre has to say. And also, it's nice to see Randy Orton back on Monday Night Raw.
Councilman, what part of Raw stands out for you tonight?
I'm excited about Sheamus and Pete Dunne. I just know, in the words of Sheamus, they finna give us a banger. And I hope it's not just a one-off. I hope this is something that they kind of push like Andrade and Carmelo over on SmackDown. Like, I just think this is going to be a great match. Could not care one less about what CM Punk has got to say. I think the tag team titles will be good. I think Pure Fusion Cocktail is potentially going to win, and I just would like to see Shayna get those titles. And go have some pure fusion drinks after and celebrate and whatnot. So, what? That's a name.
I can't take y'all.
It's pure fusion cocktail, right?
Honey, what part of Monday
Two
Night
out of
Raw
three ain't
stands
bad.
out to you?
Oh my god. Pretty much everything. I'm really excited to see what message CM Punk has for Drew McIntyre. We definitely have to put the cap off on this with these two and eventually end that rivalry. I feel like a Hell in the Cell should suffice. I would really love that. We haven't got one all year. I could use another one of those. Sheamus and Pete Dunne is just major slappage. It's going to be absolutely stupid between those two. I'm so glad Pat is still on tonight so that way he could call this match, because this is going to be the match to call. The women's, always excited for the women's. I'm very intrigued to see what happens between Maxine Dupree and Ivy Nile. I'm wondering if we will get some more Wyatt Six tormenting. I feel like they've done enough of the tormenting to the gentlemen. There hasn't really been much from the women's side, and I feel like Abby the Witch, could use some victims. And I've also seen that the Wyatt Six has put out a couple of hints, and a lot of people are saying that they're hinting at possibly their next victims, which would be the Judgment Day. So I'm really excited to see what happens when the Judgment Day come through tonight, because there's still a lot going on and a lot of tension between this new Judgment Day and the Terror Twins. So it's going to be a really wild night. I think this is going to be fun. And then Odyssey Jones for the big backs. Let's go.
That's right.
Jacob, what you looking forward to on Monday Night Raw?
I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. One, it's fight night. Sheamus, Pete Dunne. Give me all the stars. Give me all the bruises, all the welts. Gonna love it, enjoy it. Two, I think Xavier Woods starts to turn a little bit more tonight. Maybe inadvertently cost Kofi and them. And three, most importantly, Aladon. That's it. That's the tweet. That's the message. Let's keep it moving.
Is it?
Whoa,
Mayor,
whoa.
Mayor, what are you excited to see?
You know what? It's none of the major storylines for me. I'm really intrigued by what's going to happen with the New Day and the Final Testament. They're doing something, albeit very quietly, with Xavier Woods. And eventually, shit has to hit the fan. So I don't know if it's going to be tonight or 2 weeks from now, but they're slowly telling a story there. And I'm very intrigued because Odyssey Jones is getting a lot of clicks and views. A lot of people are looking at those videos and clips. So I'm curious how they massage that, because we know it's the 10-year anniversary. So they have to be very careful with how they handle that storyline.
And didn't he tweet out or something like that? He said, I'll get Xavier on my side eventually. Mm-hmm. I thought I saw that somewhere. Yeah,
it's very interesting, but it's very, very delicate what they're doing. But that's the one I'm most looking forward to. Raw is set to take place in 20 minutes from now, so we got to get up out of here. We did go a little bit over, so I want you guys to let the good people of the chat know where they can find you. Courtney, you are our guest, so I'm going to start with you first.
Yes, you can actually find me on my Instagram at CourtneyNJ11, and I'm also on Twitter as well, the same handle. So feel free to hit me up. Feel free to check out any posts that I have, and yeah, I'm ready for Monday night.
Jacob, where can the good people find you?
Of course, you can find me on Twitter. That's @_JDella. You can find my writings and musings over at Anscape along with stillcrew.com. And, maybe on a couple of podcasts coming soon. Who knows, And, of course, I come in here and show up and cause stuff. And, I make my appearance for the month. So I'll see y'all in about 2 months. I got to go get milk. I'll be back.
All right, Jacob Lesnar, we hear you.
Whoa. Whoa. Like a year ago, that would have been fine. Whoa.
Oh, you're right. I'm so sorry. Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. I retract my statement. Yes.
How about Jacob Paul?
That fits. Now that fits. That one fits right there. I'll take that one.
Fuck all y'all.
Councilman, where can the good people find you?
You can just find me at Will Farrell, PHARAOH on everything, and just stay tuned. We do have to postpone the bash of the officials. We will let y'all know the date in which it will come, because Cedric is a little scared. So we're gonna make sure that we get him at a time that he feels appropriate to get buried right next to Lola Vice's current career. So,
honey, where can the people find you?
Y'all gonna find me wherever this debate's at, damn it, because it needs to happen like yesterday. Number one. Number two, you can find me here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays with the WWT Live crew. Check out all my socials, all things Wrestling with Honey, TikTok, Wrestling with Honey, Instagram, Facebook, Wrestling W Honey, and the YouTube that's gonna be up and running real soon, a lot sooner than you think. I know I say that all the time, but there's just a lot that goes into this stuff. The Wrestling with Honey podcast on YouTube. Also, check out my socials. I do have a video of my little recap of Fan Fest, and was out there in New York City at the Javits Center rubbing shoulders with some really cool people and made some new wrestling friends representing for the crew at Women's Wrestling Talk. So it was a lot of fun, got a lot of cool content, so make sure you guys check that out. And you can find me at Wyatt Six City always.
I had a nice little picture for you guys to show of TK's birthday celebration this past weekend, but I think the dastardly tag team over here messed with my slides. But we just want to wish the boss lady a very happy birthday. She had a very nice birthday celebration at a Taste of the Caribbean, that is, in Los Angeles. Very good time, a lot of good people. We wish you well, TK. I know she's going through some stuff right now, but everybody in the chat, let's collectively
love you, boss
wish
lady.
the real TK a very, very happy
birthday.
And now you can find me on these Twitter streets at says, that's CEDD_SAYS, on the gram at said is the answer. Check out my journalism website that's getting rehauled right now at cedricdwelton.com. And of course, I'm on this platform Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and
I got a lot left in the tank.
speaking of which, speaking of having stuff in the tank. That's you, huh, honey? Yeah. Speaking of having a lot left in the tank, we gonna close this show out right, you guys. Lola Vice being on that poster means a lot more than you imagine. That is a real champion. That is somebody we're going to herald and celebrate when she gets her crowning moment at No Mercy. Make sure you check that stuff out. The debate will happen whenever that damn debate happens, because the mayor is calling these damn shots here.
Dylan, I can't wait. I can't wait for this.
So,
I can't wait for this title. I can't wait for her to not win this title so we could show the clip of when he retired for a day from Vice City. That's going to be
Thank
great.
you guys for being the best part of WWT. Thank you guys for joining us in the stream. Jeffrey, Matt, Dylan, Boza, Special Little Nobodies, Eric, Isaac, Cousin Ron. We appreciate you guys being the best part of WWT every time you guys show up. We noticeably had a absentee. Wow. But I will not say that person's name. You know who the hell I'm talking about. But we want to thank you guys for being the best part of Women's Wrestling Talk every day of the week. We appreciate it. We'll be back Wednesday for more news. Of course, it's all in week. We have a lot of stuff to discuss and a lot of stuff to talk about. So thank you guys for joining us. Watch Monday Night Raw tonight. We'll be back next time, guys.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at www talkpod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.